The Super Saiyan 6 is a transformation that carries a great punishment or a great sentence. Now it's the turn of Super Saiyan 6, one of the most powerful transformations in Dragon Ball AF. This transformation generates unbearable anguish for the user every time they decide to use it. This transformation causes immense suffering to the user. Let's briefly explain how to achieve this transformation. To create Super Saiyan 6, you need to obtain the power of the ancient evil Supreme Kaioshins. This type of ancestral energy is introduced into the unfortunate warrior who will achieve this transformation. In this case, Goku absorbs this power transformed into Super Saiyan 5. That is why these two transformations have a resemblance. Super Saiyan 6 is simply Phase 5 infused with the ki of the evil Supreme Kaioshins, but obtaining this transformation comes with a gigantic sacrifice for the user. In exchange for a tremendous increase in power and abilities, they will be condemned to spend eternity in the empty world. A place without life, full of the worst scum existing in all the universes and dimensions of Dragon Ball AF. Warriors who in their past exchanged their freedom for absolute power, just as Goku had done, although the difference between these beings and Goku was enormous, as Goku had made this sacrifice to defeat the powerful Angel Z. It should be clarified that on this occasion we are talking about the most well-known transformation of Super Saiyan 6, as we know that there is more than one version of Super Saiyan 6, such as the Elemental Super Saiyan 6, or the most recent one that would be Young Gigi's Super Saiyan 6. Now let's briefly discuss how Goku was forced to obtain this transformation. As we have mentioned before, Goku had to obtain this transformation to confront and defeat the incredibly powerful Angel Z. This villain was so immensely powerful that not even two Super Saiyan 5s were able to stand up to him, and even Goku using the full power of Super Saiyan 5 was unable to defeat Angel Z. A new transformation was necessary, as it is very likely that not even Super Saiyan 5 Gogeta would have been able to defeat Angel Z. That's how colossal the power advantage Angel Z had. And as a last resort, Kaioshin suggested to Goku to use the ritual of the ancient evil Supreme Kaioshins, which consisted of invoking the power of the evil Supreme Kaioshins with the Dragon Balls. This dense power would be given to Goku, with the 4-star ball appearing on his forehead, as that was the one that had chosen the Saiyan. The appearance of this transformation looked like an authentic demon, with two horns sprouting from Goku's forehead. His hair became black, and his pupils turned a deep red. If I had to choose one word to describe Super Saiyan 6, it would be withered or emaciated. With this transformation, Goku would finally defeat Angel Z. But that's not all. If the Super Saiyan 6 from Dragon Ball AF were a canonical transformation, it would be a hybrid between Super Saiyan 5 and the divine ki of the evil Supreme Kaioshins. In other words, its real appearance would be that of an Super Saiyan 6 Rose, because the Super Saiyan 6 would have the ki of the evil Supreme Kaioshins. As we have mentioned before, Super Saiyan 6 is simply Super Saiyan 5 but with the ki of the evil Supreme Kaioshins. So, in theory, this power could also have been used in Super Saiyan 4 or in the ordinary Super Saiyan, giving life to a Super Saiyan 1.5 or even a Super Saiyan 4.5. But these would only be their names, as an ordinary Super Saiyan with the power of the evil Supreme Kaioshins would far surpass the power of an Super Saiyan 3, and the same would happen in the case of Phase 4. Although for obvious reasons, these transformations would be inferior to the original Super Saiyan 6. But now imagine if this ki had been used in Super Saiyan 7 or Super Saiyan 9, creating the Super Saiyan 13 or the Super Saiyan 15. Because we know that initially this was the idea that Goku had to further increase his power, as he believed that using Phase 6 in combination with negative ki was the best way to increase his power, but this wouldn't be a good idea at all. Goku didn't fully understand the negative ki of the empty world. And don't mistake Super Saiyan 13 for Super Saiyan 7 Phase 6. These are different transformations. In a future video where I talk about Phase 7, I will try to explain this last transformation in more depth. For now, all I can say is that both transformations would be brutally powerful. Now, in the most recent theory of Dragon Ball news, it brings up a hypothetical Zyko with Super Saiyan 6, which would be the closest thing to a Super Saiyan 15 from Goku AF. By the way, if you haven't seen the latest Dragon Ball news fanfic, I highly recommend it. It's an excellent story that many will love. Now let's continue talking about Super Saiyan 13, as without a doubt, the combination of Super Saiyan 7 and Super Saiyan 6 will create the most unstable transformation in Dragon Ball AF, even more so than Super Saiyan 4 and Super Saiyan 5. Of course, this would provide Goku with immense power at the cost of his sanity. But where the power of Super Saiyan 6 is maximized is in Phase 8. This would be the ultimate transformation for Super Saiyan 6, thanks to the power of Super Saiyan 5. As we know, Phase 8 is nothing more than the combination of Super Saiyan 3 and 5. This transformation would have a power very similar to that of Super Saiyan 9, although if we compare both transformations, at least for me, Super Saiyan 9 would be superior as it is a much simpler transformation to master. If Super Saiyan 8 was already an extremely unstable transformation, adding the key of Super Saiyan 6 would make it impossible to control for characters who don't have the potential of Broly, Zyko, or Demiyari. Therefore, such a transformation would be impossible for Goku and Vegeta. I hope you liked the Super Saiyan 6 video. The idea with this video series is to talk about the other transformations in Dragon Ball AF, but not only that, I would love to talk about all the existing transformations in Dragon Ball, such as the Omni-God phases, the Universal Super Saiyan Blue, the Mystic phases, the Limit Breaker, etc. So, don't hesitate to show your support for this video. Special greetings to the members of the channel. I left the link in the video description for you to join the channel. You can also join by clicking the button next to the subscribe button. This is a way you can support the channel, and without further ado, I hope you liked the video. Don't forget that we are constantly streaming at 7 p.m. Mexico time, so I would greatly appreciate it if you dropped by. We will be answering questions and reacting to a couple of videos with you. Remember, you can also follow me on my social media accounts, which are displayed on the screen and in the video description. I would really appreciate it. I was Imitable Carp, and I'll see you in the next video.